After quite a hectic week, what a beautiful Sunday. Lovely day outside, and the birds are tweeting, the hadidars are making a bloody racket, and otherwise seems to be a sort of a lull, bit of a peace after the storm, isn't it? And I can't help thinking. I mean, looking at all of this thing, it's not just Senegal, not just South Africa and our problem, but the whole bloody world. Uh, I can't help thinking we're losing track. We're losing the plot a bit. I mean, we're great at high tech. We can build things. Our technology and communication is off the map, but we can't hold a decent conversation. We go on Sundays to church and we pray for forgiveness and we speak to our Lord, and all of us are fervent about our God and to do the will of our God, and our God will look after us, which is a bit of a problem because both sides are praying to God and all sides are praying to God. So who does he help? Huh? It's a bit difficult, but we don't. I mean, I know I'm being sarcastic about it, but it is serious. I don't think we interact with what it means to spirituality or to be in contact with either ourselves or our God. I mean, I was watching just the other day a promo of Eric von Daniken's new book, The Return of the Gods, and still going on a thing about, that ancient aliens, ET comes, and then they engineered us, and the whole Anunnaki story, and from Sumerians, and how they were engineered by the Anunnaki to make man, blah, 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 blah. The whole story, I'm not going to go through that again. But there again, we're looking, and yes, I think it is in context. I think there are so many unanswered questions. We'll get there. But we look and find that there were ancient civilizations at times where we should have been running around in skins and hitting women over the head with knob kitties. No, not today. Those days. And we were doing amazing things, lifting big pieces of rock, amazing heights, coming from miles away, and cutting them to precision that cannot be done today. So there was that kind of thing, and then we say, okay, well, hold it. These were probably the ancient aliens that came and they brought intelligence to mankind because we didn't have intelligence, that kind of intelligence on Earth yet. We were pretty primitive. Okay? So we know that life has been on the planet for 200 million years or something, 300 million years. The Earth is 4.5 billion years old. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. Mankind has been around for 300,000 years, or odd, for that's what some say, but then there's others that go back to 6 million years, etc., etc. So we didn't have enough time. How many million years do you need before you got to send for the astronauts, for the aliens? I mean, we've had findings of intelligent life for eons, for millions and millions of years, that they find these artifacts. And yet we're only looking seriously at the last 10,000 years. And then we're looking at that and we're finding ancient engineering from 15,000 years ago. And we say, woo, E.T. But how many times could we have developed as a civilization if we take the period from, say, 10,000 years ago when we were supposedly hunter-gatherers till present time, 10,000 BC, so 12,000 years, and break that back into history to 6 million years? We could have evolved into civilizations greater than ours so many times, over and over. And there could have been an Illuminati thread. There could have been survivors. Those with technology could have survived. They could have had the means to go underground, above ground, into space. We are seeing the art of the Sumerians. We're seeing South America. There was talk of Atlantis. It's now hypothesized, which I believe, that Atlantis wasn't a little island or continent in the middle of the Atlantic. It was a culture that spread out across the world. And it wasn't an ancient alien culture. It was an evolution of a culture over millions of years that might have had even greater civilizations before them. And then we come and we look at life, and we look at these people, we say, oh, were they the gods? So people that can maybe manipulate even DNA are gods. People that can lift stones, are they the gods? They had ancient technology that they shouldn't have had, but they're gods. They come from Nibiru or who fuck knows. But they come here and they can. It can't be, it's more likely that they've traveled thousands of light years than it is for us just over a couple of million years to evolve. No, man, can't be. This evolution, this whether we have gone into space and into near space. I'm talking, our solar system is out of range at the moment. And that's big. You know, maybe we have gone out before. Maybe there is, but maybe there is a contact still. Who knows? But it's not an ancient alien contact, and it's not a god. It's a high intellect contact. It's a civilization, advanced civilization, which has had 13.8 billion years to get its shit together. But that brings us to the question then of the God. But before we go there, let's think about the situation of what makes us different. We look at us and we say we are the first intelligent life on Earth. And we equate that, we sort of quantify that by saying we've got technology, we can build, we can write, we can do science, we can learn, we can communicate, we can speak, and all of these kind of things. And we can build big buildings. Okay, let's just have a look at evolution on Earth, okay, from life. The first life on Earth was like a moss, okay, like fungus, just single cell mush all over the place, but all over the place, okay, taking over shop. Then there's a mass extinction event. Something decides to change, or it's going to change. Something happens, is it by chance or how? But something happens to kill off life, a lot of life, which gets the next phase of life, which gives birth to the first predator. It came, some of these little funguses broke off and could now go and search for food. They were predatory. Now, what was that intellect, or what was that? It didn't have a brain, not as we define it. But how did that decision come that, boom, it breaks off from the moss, from the elk, kelp, or whatever it is, floats around and thinks, geez, I'm hungry, let me go and eat some. Is that not sort of an intelligence that we just don't comprehend? So in other words, intelligent life is, how do you define it? Is it according to human intelligence? Is it what we think is intelligence? Human, that we can do engineering, we can do science, we can do maths, we can cultivate, we can make money, we can control our own procreation. Is that the intelligence? And this goes on. We go look through every phase where it then came, and from the plant life, early life, into the fish or whatever they were, then into the bloody lizards and reptiles, whatever. I mean, go through the whole process. I've got it on my Instagram page if you want to have a look. But yeah, it was an evolution, and all of these evolutionary processes had no consciousness. There wasn't intelligence involved. Were they just random, boom, hey, whoopee, look where I am now, I'm a fish? That could have been handled. It sounds like it was some kind of orchestration. The orchestration of the evolution of life on Earth, which eventually led us to us, where we think we're the pinnacle, but are we? What will come after us? So all of these intelligent lives, this thought of intelligent life, it's only a human definition of intelligent life. We don't even know what that means. We know what it is within the constraints of what we think intelligence is. I mean, take it even further back. Take it to that big mother asteroid that came and killed off the dinosaurs. That was a mass extinction event. It changed the direction of life on Earth. It allowed mammals to actually come to the fore. But now, was that just a random event? Was the comets that brought life to Earth after comets had brought water to Earth, were those just random? The fact that the Earth was knocked by another planet because it was between Mars and Jupiter, and knocked by another planet or celestial body, a planet called Theia, pushed it in past Mars, between Mars and Venus, landing in the Goldilocks belt where water can exist in a liquid form, which is necessary for life, and it pushes the axis off, so there's precession, which allows for tides when water does arrive, which is conducive to life. All of these random events that we think, okay, well, what are they? And then we think in the term of God and what God is. And God is a Sunday dude. He's the guy, whatever your religion you are. But then you go and you pray for forgiveness and think, for what? What are we praying for forgiveness? And then we go and fucking kill each other and plot bad and screw each other in business and screw each other and go to church and see the thing and walk out and say, I've done that, now I can go play golf and get drunk with the guys, maybe get a stripper tonight and work tomorrow. Fuck, I'm going to grind those oaks. Isn't all this a bit fucked up? I mean, don't we have to reconsider what is the purpose? What is our meaning? Our purpose or not? We are part of creation. We were put in here as a stepping stone, the same as that little spore that broke off the seaweed. We have got a role here. And our role here is to maintain the world and make it conducive to the continuance of life. We are the curator of the planet. We are not the hellbusters. We're not the Hell's Angels running around trying to destroy it. Well, we are, but we shouldn't be. We should be looking after the planet. And to look after the planet as the curators makes sense. We look after ourselves, which means we control how many of us there are. Yes, yeah. Think about it. A lot of the shit would not be here if we started just thinking about it and not always taking it politically or religiously. Take it as common sense, guys. We've got a box of Smarties. Once everyone's taken the Smarties out, they're finished. Look after it. And how do you look? By being nice to people. You don't have to like people. But for God's sake, lie. At least be pleasant. Be nice. Make it so that you smile at people and people smile back at you. It's cool. It's nice. We all walk around. We get into an argument in business at the office. And before long, we're trying to win the argument. We're not trying to solve the problem. Because that's how we are. It's a loss of face. There's so much loss of face. There's so much ego. There is so much I. There is so much me, my collective. What the fuck happened to the whole collective of mankind? We all say, hey, yeah, like we all, hey, one man. Like, yeah, I'm not a racist. But fuck, I hate those farmers. I'm not a racist. Those fucking blacks, eh? Oh, yeah, but this is crazy, man. I mean, just sit and think. But think not in the terms of the craziness. Think of where we as humanity on planet Earth and as South Africans, not white South Africans, not white English South Africans or white black South Africans or, no, that's black English South Africa. You know what I mean. All these little groups, hey? And then, of course, we've got the sexual little groups, and it just goes on and on. We're just people. And then we all run around and say, hey, man, like, we're just people. We are. We are just people. Like, just act, just be nice. Be nice and think about it. And think about this God. Because he is. It is. It's not a he. I mean, it's the universe. It's a long story. I'll go there the next time. I want to get there of God. Because we have lost, we don't know where we are. We all know it. We all know it. We all, from all our religions, if you're intelligent and you're educated, you know there are parts missing. It's not a full story. If you want to find out more about the Bible, go and read Epic of Gilgamesh. Just go and read it a little bit. And read Sumerian texts. And then go in South America, same. All the same. The story is not conducive, but it's not that the story is wrong. It's just that they have positioned the entity of God wrong. I really have. This is it. It's what's confusing everyone, and it's not difficult. And that is why the whole thing is it's a set. It's the way we engage with the universe will ultimately result in how the universe engages with us. So there is, you can. Prayer and visualization are the same things, and both of them are ways for you to channel the good or the bad in the universe into your life. And that comes from understanding the bigger picture. Take yourself out of the question. Take the collection dish out of God. Take the book out and the building out. His building is wall to wall universe. That's his building. So look to your left and look to your right. Look to something broken and look to something fixed. Look to the best thing you got and look to the worst thing you got. And guess what? You're looking at God. That's it, eh? Because it is the universe, the collective of the universe, are not these little silos of the guy with the beard on Sunday and the rest of the time the stock exchange. It's not like that. They are all interlinked, and your headspace is where you can play your role and channel into the power of the universe. Amazing, it really is. It's interesting, and I'll be talking more about it. Have a lacquer Sunday.